Okay, Chris.
That kid kind of looks like the Pee Your Pants kid from Billy Madison.
Oh my God, you're right. That was not intentional. Trust me, I did not pay whatever that child actor requires.
That kid recently did an AMA on Reddit, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Everyone's doing AMA on Reddit. I have a constant back and forth with a friend of mine because I still think Jar Jar Binks is terrible, and he tries to convince me that I should feel bad for the actor who was Jar Jar Binks because he encountered bullying. I don't know.
That's a topic for a whole nother podcast.
Podcast. Okay, that's not what we learned. So, what cyclical trends? Let's start there. What did you learn there? I mean,
I learned you really can't predict what's going to be hot and what's going to be not. You know, there's just no telling. I guess with Adam Sandler, I mean, he puts out like 6 movies on Netflix a month. So I suppose just shotgun blast Sandler. I guess it makes sense that it's stuck with enough kids who are at home watching Netflix.
Wait, you got something great there. This is a great what did we learn? So where people get disconnected or they misunderstand social is that oftentimes social media is not a great resource. It's not the rule, but it's not a great resource for conversion. It's a great resource for engagement and awareness. So to your point, Sandler puts out 6, like he's always in front of you, right? I think this speaks tremendously to you as a creative business owner to be creating content. And I say content, that could be a social media post, it could be an email, it could be a video, but consistent content creation. So that good.
Quite frankly, I mean, yeah, if you look at the other names, it's other people The Rock also just movie, show, Boom. TV show, like just everything.
Kanye, maybe not necessarily with his music, but because of his affiliation, he is a guy who is, I think.
I mean, if this is a survey, this might just literally be the first names that people think of. It might not even be their favorites.
You're right.
They're just, I don't know, Adam Sandler, I guess, because just top of mind.
But that's branding, right? I mean, that's the value of branding, right? That's a huge element. And when it comes to branding, that's a big umbrella underneath which comes content and all the work that you do. So I think that's a great takeaway for you if you're watching this from that segment, is to understand that consistency is important when it comes to putting stuff out there to get in front of your current customers and your prospective customers. So great takeaway. Let's hit the next one. All right, so what did we learn from YouTube saying no to climate change deniers, denying them ad money?
Well, we're going to get a ton of channels that are like, it's all just part of the conspiracy. They want to, cut the funding because we're getting too close to the real truth.
They're on to us.
Even though they're not taking the content down, they're just not giving ad revenue. Sure. Still, that's infringing on my right of free speech. As you can tell by the fact that you're watching a video. Yeah, like
that's right. I think
you're hearing me say it. Like, if you're saying it and people are hearing it, then you clearly still have your free speech. Like,
nope. That's where you're wrong.
And it's more free than ever because you're not being paid.
That's true. That's true. It is. It is more free than ever. I think here, an important takeaway is the old, maybe don't put all your eggs in one basket. Even if you are not out there making anti-vax or climate change denier videos, the thing to know is that these platforms, you do not own them. YouTube and Google, they own them. They own the playground. We've talked about this a lot before. It's their playground. Facebook, it's their playground. This is where Facebook especially, I have a big challenge with. Also a big reason why I do the No Facebook November is because I do not like to hitch my wagon singularly to one platform that I don't own. Because if Facebook decides And they've done this to me multiple times throughout my career. If they decide they want to push a particular initiative, you can ride that wave, but then Facebook may move off of it. I have famously talked about this with video, how Facebook for years was juicing the hell out of video. And this was a great time for me to be in video strategy at a corporate media entity. And boy, oh boy, was that a fun wave to ride. But then they said, nah, okay, we're moving on, right? And then it went bloop, and the same strategy yields completely different results. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have a strategy, but what it means is you need to understand if you're doing digital marketing, shit changes.
Which, if they didn't stick to video, they're going to stick to audio, which leads us to my next segment. I mean, your next segment, sorry.
Yeah, honestly, great point. Let's hit it. So, the third topic, Facebook's new audio hub. I think you just hit it. Dig a little deeper, Chris. What's the takeaway here?
I mean, yeah, Facebook's going to dig into this audio thing, but like you just said about video, how long are they going to ride this wave? Like, it's already cluttered. It's going to be impossible to find anything. It's going to be like scanning through CB radio channels, FB radio channels, just catching whoever's talking. I'm sure there is an audience for that. People who want to be in their echo chambers, yes. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
But I don't see any... nobody's coming for season 4 of Serial to Facebook. You know what I mean?
Or for that matter, season 2. That was kind of a stinker season.
Yeah.
Sorry, Serial.
Yeah. I think Facebook's audio hub is going to go AWOL in the Middle East.
Wait for it. There we go.
For all your Serial listeners out there.
For all you Serial listeners, a little tip of the cap there. Yes, I think the takeaway here is you can certainly... Listen, I do not want to say to people, don't try new things. I think when you are... The reality of being a digital marketer is that when new things come up is that you determine if there's an alignment with that platform and your audience and your content, that kind of thing, right? So if there is a fit there that you can try it, right? But again, be very wary of putting all eggs into the basket. But again, I'm going to be very honest. Riding that wave when Facebook was pushing video, like, it was huge for me. But you need to be ready. You need to be looking around the corner, right? You need to be ready for when they decide to just pull the rug out from under you.
Keep copies. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very true. Very true.
I don't understand what the audio really is providing that the video on Facebook doesn't already, you know? Like what is it offering aside from podcast hosting, which is like, I've been listening to podcasts for years. I don't need it from Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, I don't want it from Facebook. They're just going to muck it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know what an audio only platform on Facebook is going to give me that people posting their content in video isn't already.
Let me give you the business case here. The business case is Facebook, by their own device, by their own methodology, has made it so that you watch the videos you watch on Facebook are mostly kind of short form, right? They almost kind of have rewarded that through their algorithm, like that they're, let's just say, under 5 minutes at most, right? But they're snippets. They are bite-sized.
Yeah.
This is a video. Well, what does Facebook want you to do? Facebook wants you to be on and in the platform for as long as possible. So what is a great format that does that? That means you can have passive engagement, but still be like in the app audio.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up This episode of Tripod, shameless plug, Tricycle Creative podcast of Tripod, and I'm just going to plug in and I'm going to do my chores while I do it.
Sure.
Well, guess what? As far as Facebook is concerned, you're using oh my God, that's an hour that they are in the app. So when they get to come to the shareholders meeting, when they get to make their reports, they say, listen, user engagement is up 500% because people are consuming audio at a record pace inside of Facebook. And they're in there for, on average, 3 hours, and it used to be 1 hour. This is the exact business case. Now, and Facebook is smart. So I am sure this is more about how do we get people to stick around longer and consume stuff versus like, oh, this is a great service that we're going to provide.
Sure. Plus the ad space.
Oh my God, the ad. Yes. They are constantly running out of ad inventory.
Right.
So that means there's so many people running ads, they sometimes run out of or get low on inventory. Now, Instagram, that was a huge reason why they bought Instagram. Whoa, new platform. Instagram video, as I talked about in the morning announcements, is going to be like, these are new places where new ad formats, new ad inventory can all of a sudden be created. Right? I'm really surprised it hasn't made its way into groups yet. I'm shocked, actually.
Yeah.
So call that I'm going to call my shot and see if that starts coming up in next year. Right?
Yeah.
So this was a solid episode of good learnings, the big three. We got a lot out of this. I hope you did too. If wherever you are listening to this, wherever you are watching this, there is a way to probably subscribe. So if you haven't done that already, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel.